Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia, the podcast where a horrible wet monster and a cute lady who definitely has agency come together to podcast. What'd you think of that, Kate?
I didn't like it. I don't like things that are wet, and I don't like not having agency.
Well, much like the stock market, past performance does not always indicate future performance, but every other Universal Pictures monster movie we've seen, the trademark, quote unquote, universal women, I guess, have not had a whole lot of agency.
No. They're usually like getting picked up and slung over someone's shoulder or bitten. It's just, it's not a lot of independence in decision making.
This one is from the later end of things. So maybe.
Yeah, the 50s were a great time for female empowerment.
Kate, have you ever seen The Creature from the Black Lagoon?
I saw that sexy one on The Shape of Water.
Yes, that is a modern day inspired by, you're really smiling over there. You like The Shape of Water, huh?
I do. Hot take. That creature is sexy.
You just like it because you heard the interview with the man was on like Wait, Don't Tell Me or Fresh Air or something, right? He talked about his history as a performing mime and all sorts of great stuff. Well, Kate, I've also never seen Creature from the Black Lagoon. I keep wanting to say The Creature from the Black Lagoon, but it's just Creature. There's no the at the beginning. It premiered on February 12th, 1954. And anyone listening who's like, wait, why are we doing something from the 50s? Well, you must not have listened to the, all episodes of this show, because last Halloween, we watched most of the most famous Universal monster movies. This podcast has evolved over time. But this movie came out, like I said, 1954. It's based on the legends of the Yakaruna, which are a mythical underwater creature. It's like a fictional race of mythical underwater creatures. And this myth was spread among indigenous people who live along the Amazon River. William Alland, A-L-L-A-N-D, a movie producer and actor, heard about these Yakaruna, I don't know if I'm saying that right, creatures, that myth, and he combined that idea with the story of Beauty and the Beast. He's like, what if we do like underwater Beauty and the Beast? And then a writer named Maurice Zim expanded this idea into a story treatment for the movie that would eventually become Creature from the Black Lagoon, and that story treatment was then turned into a full screenplay by the writers Harry Essex and Arthur Ross. The director of this movie is Jack Arnold, who started his career as a serious documentary filmmaker, but then at some point in the late 40s and early 50s, he transitioned over to like B-movie horror and sci-fi. Like the movie he made right before Creature from the Black Lagoon was It Came from Outer Space. After Creature from the Black Lagoon, he's going to make movies like Tarantula and The Incredible Shrinking Man. The design of the Gill Man, that's the official name of the creature, was done by Millicent Patrick, who's a Disney animator.
Oh, good for Millicent.
She's one of the first women to work as a Disney animator. So she designed
Probably not a great work environment.
Definitely
I'm just throwing it out there.
I guarantee it wasn't. She drew the designs, right? And then a makeup artist named Bud Westmore somewhat worked on it, and he worked more towards building the thing. And he stole the credit for it for years. There was a very long time.
You, Bud.
There's a really long time where he was always listed as the sole creator of this thing, but it's because he was robbing Millicent Patrick of her due.
I would argue that Bud is the real villain here. Who's the real monster, Bud?
The name of the actor in the suit when we're on land, because there's a different actor underwater, is a guy named Ben Chapman. He had to wear the suit for 14 hours a day, and the legs don't bend enough for you to sit down. So he was always had to stand. It was always overheating to the point where he would almost die of heat stroke.
Could they at least lean him up against something?
Well, yeah, I think they let him lean on the wall, but he spent most of his time waiting in the lagoon that they had on set. When he wasn't filming, he was just waiting around in the lagoon.
Now, let's be clear. It's W-A-D-I-N-G.
Yes.
Okay.
Waiting. Because,
so he's just splashing around in the lagoon. Some brackish water.
And he would be like, please hose me off. He would just beg to be hosed off all day by anyone on set.
What a freak.
And then when we're seeing the creature in the water, the actor in the suit is a guy named Riku Browning, R-I-C-O-U. I don't know that first name.
Okay.
Riku, I don't know. He was a stuntman and an actor who was known specifically for his swimming stunts. He was like the underwater stuntman of the day. He claims, this is not substantiated, but he claims that he was holding his breath for increments of up to 4 minutes at a time during the filming of this movie.
Wowie wow, what a skill.
The female lead, all capital letters, universal woman in this movie, her name is Julie Adams. There's other human characters, but I mostly care about the Gill Man and the lady here, so I'm not going to list anybody else in the movie. There were two sequels, 1955 and 1956. Revenge of the Creature and The Creature Walks Among Us. And this is truly the end of the Universal monster movies. It started in 1931 with Dracula. If anybody out there is interested in hearing more about this history, go listen to our Universal movies from last Halloween. And here's where it ends. Creature from the Black Lagoon in 1954, then the 2 sequels, and then the final movie officially in this series of Universal monster movies is another Abbott and Costello one where they meet the mummy. And that wraps it all up. So here we are at the other end of this thing. I'm curious to see if it maintains, I don't know, whatever it had, if it had anything to begin. Like, I don't know if it's going to be more absurd than Dracula and Frankenstein or what, but I'm very curious. And this is one that we just didn't have time for last. We would have watched it, but we just only had so many weeks.
Let's do a prediction right now. You ready?
Yes.
Is this movie going to have an incredibly weird, abrupt ending?
Oh, yeah.
Like every other Universal movie.
They all seem to, yeah. I suspect. And did any of the other ones have so much romance? I guess the Mummy did, right? He was after.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think because this is like.
And like Dracula, he's kind of.
I don't know if I'd call that romance.
He also wants to drink her blood.
Yeah, she's kind of under duress, right? But you're right. All right. Well, I'm curious. Underwater, Beauty and the Beast. Ready?
I am as ready as I will ever be.
Are you two married yet?
No, David says we're together all the time anyway. Might as well save expenses.
Did you ever hear of 2 living as cheaply as one?
That's what I keep telling him, Carl.
Well, I'm waiting for Williams to give her that raise. And she can afford me. Come on, let's go ashore.
Just the pomp and circumstance of this music.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. The second that the movie begins and you see the Universal logo. Makeup, Bud Westmore.
Boo. I guess this is kind of fun because in theory, there's going to be some underwater scenes, right? And I have a feeling that there haven't been that many underwater scenes up to this point. Like maybe I'm mistaken.
That's a good point.
Oh, we're getting a God created heaven and earth situation. Fully quoting the Bible here.
Just
and
a bunch of explosions
happening in the back. It's like
Genesis?
Genesis directed by Michael Bay.
We are watching the newly formed Earth cool.
Interesting that they're kind of combining the creation story and then they're throwing out like evolution as well. They're like, and then they left the waters. That feels like a really odd combination, right? Because like in theory, if you're doing the creation story, like God has created all the animals and they're just there. They don't emerge from the sea and evolve. But we just watched a bunch of footprints emerge from the sea in theory that something has evolved from the sea. Make up your mind, guy. All right, now we got a fossil. It's a webbed fossil, which is kind of weird. Oh, and some indigenous folks speaking broken English with bowl haircuts. All right, so now this paleontologist is just up this skeleton. He just ripped it out of the earth. He didn't use any little brushes or anything. He just ripped the hand of this creature out of the earth. Bad paleontology. Bad.
All right, just a little follow-up on your point about underwater videography. The first time it was done was in 1909.
Oh, wow.
But it really was starting to expand right around the time. The same year The Creature from the Black Lagoon came out was the same year there's the first ever feature-length color underwater documentary.
Okay. So that was disgusting. A hand just reached out of the water, but it looked like it had mushroom gills in between it. And I did not like that because
sexy.
I do not like mushrooms.
No.
And sometimes they ick me on an existential level. Oh, I was thinking about, I thought about that mushroom that grew out of one of our potted plants one time.
It was unlike, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's icking you, but it was,
I can't.
All right, never mind. All right, forget it. You're going to see this creature a lot.
All right, so here's a white man dressed like Colonel Sanders. So Colonel Sanders is here. They've pulled up to a dock, and there's a woman in the boat. She appears to maybe have some agency because she's pulling up this rope. We've never seen a woman touch a rope in a Universal movie before. This is incredible.
She has a job of some sort.
She has a job. In theory, maybe she's making 70 cents per the dollar that man makes. It's incredible.
I think in
Women's lib.
1954, men made $1 a year and women made 70 cents a year. Is that right?
True. So there's a scuba diver surfacing, and he's got that weird 50s build where you just kind of look like a tugboat, you know? Like you wear a tiny bathing suit shorts, and then you just have a huge barrel chest. Sexy ichthyologist. Damn, girl. Our universal woman, capital U, capital W here, seems to be employed by some kind of ichthyological fish study.
Ichthyology, the study of fish?
Yes. And seems like she maybe has some agency. And she's hanging out with this man, and they're not married, which means she's ripe for the taking by a fish man.
Shocking.
Like that's gotta be the reason, right? Or is it
Maybe.
to show that she's a modern woman?
I don't know.
You know? Is she a modern woman or just fish bait?
Can't she be both, Kate?
Look, she gets to drive the boat. Tyler, she gets to drive the boat.
What's Colonel Sanders doing?
Colonel Sanders is scared of this little hand. Why are they all three riding in the front seat? There's plenty of back. A lot of good fish footage. A lot of fish. This woman already is obsessed with fish. The groundwork has been laid. Oh my God, she's asking a question. She's asking a science question. It's funny. I feel like this movie is like a reaction to the other Universal movies because it feels like they're trying to ground it so much in reality and like science, you know?
Good point.
They're like, yes, let's talk about how fish evolved, you know? The hand just keeps surfacing and those little gills on it are icky.
She's going to hold that monster's hand later.
I hope so. I think he just wants love. Or maybe he just wants a little snuggle.
All right, the monster has taken down 2 guys
Yep.
already. He's really growling a lot, roaring.
Look at that cute little straw baseball cap.
What do you like better, her straw baseball cap or Donna Reed's velvet baseball cap?
Donna
in
Reed's velvet baseball cap
It's a
wins
Wonderful
by
Life?
a mile. Yeah,
This is still nice, though.
it's cute. So the woman's name is Miss Lawrence. Why are these men listening to this woman? What year is it? That's the real science fiction. Let me tell you. I can suspend my disbelief about a creature, but men listening to a woman in 1954? I don't know. Kay Lawrence.
Now you know her name, finally. To be fair, they did give her a name early. We weren't paying attention.
We were making our silly comments, creating content. Here's Kay in her cone bra, not suspecting a scary hand would rise out of the water.
Oh, no.
Kay's shoes are not built for the Amazonian jungle. She's wearing like an espadrille.
I don't
Good
know
for
what that
very
is.
fashionable.
I have no
but-
idea what that is.
Oh, Tyler, that's an espadrille right
Okay,
there.
I'm
Very
looking at it.
fashionable. Kay's looks are on point though. She ate and left no crumbs. Look at that.
Did you just learn that phrase yesterday and now
Sure
you're
did.
using it all the time?
Don't speak to me.
This movie slaps.
Oh, no.
It's got Riz
Nope.
for
I hate you. Kay is doing science. She doesn't get to hold the magnifying glass, but she does get to write things down in a little notebook, which is great. She probably has the neatest handwriting of all.
That's true.
Which is why she's relegated to secretarial work.
She has some dirt on her face. Look.
Yeah, she's involved. She's not laying on a couch like most capital U, capital W, universal women. They're always collapsing on a couch. All right, so these guys have been digging to find the fossil, but they look like they have been working in a coal mine with the amount of dirt and dust that is on them.
They've been here 8 days.
All these scientists are like aggressively hot. All right, so Kay's boyfriend, whatever his name is like, I don't know if we should venture into this uncharted territory with a woman. And Kay's like, that, we're going.
Did you say all the scientists are hot?
Except for the old man. And he's kind of hot too. Now we're going to the lagoon. This is like a nice little boat.
Look at Kay's cool high-waisted pleated pants.
So cool. And her hair actually, I was going to make a snide comment about her hair, about like how she's finding this time to do her hair in the Amazon. It actually is a pretty manageable style. Only a little tease in the front,
Yeah, she's got it
ponytail in the
pulled
back. Kay's awfully calm, awfully okay with the prospect of just dying in the jungle.
I feel like this other scientist's trigger discipline with the spear gun is really bad.
Yeah.
He's like waving this thing around.
It's like a loaded spear gun. Kay makes a pretty good point. She's like, hey guys, maybe we should like take a sample first to see what kinds of fish are in here so that we know what we're going to encounter. And the men are like, no, absolutely not. I'd feel like I would want a wetsuit. Did they invent wetsuits yet?
I don't know.
So these two guys are just going in, just in their little bikinis, bikini underpants.
Barrel chests out.
Yep, time to swim.
Yeah.
Here they go.
Yeah, I don't know if the wetsuit was around. When I think of scuba diving in this era, I think of the big metal.
Yeah, but it's the 50s.
Is that older than that?
I think so. Like a diving bell is what you're
Yeah,
thinking of?
Yeah.
All right, so here they are looking at fish, some seaweed, some algae, kelp, whatever that is. A lot of stirring music. So lots of underwater photography. Kind of cool.
All right, I think this portion of the movie, we're supposed to just be amazed by the invention of underwater filmography,
Yes, I think so.
videography. We're learning about how to date rocks with the uranium lead test. There is a lot of detailed science going on here.
Which I'm cool with. Listen, pro science.
Scientific explanations.
We got a woman in STEM here, which is, it's literally priceless. Even if she's just taking notes. Oh my God, there he is.
There's his face.
All right, so the creature from the Black Lagoon just suddenly appeared with no fanfare. And it was just very brief for like 1 second. He was like grabbing for one of our divers, and the diver didn't notice and swam away.
But we
you
saw his whole face.
Yep, and his whole torso.
Yeah. Up till now, we've only seen his hands. For an hour and 20-minute movie, we are spending a lot of time.
A lot of time underwater.
Yeah, just watching these guys swim.
Ambiently underwater.
I liked it when they were just showing us fish, but lately
Yeah.
it's just guys swimming. Why does he have a knife?
He's going to take a sample of that plant for some reason.
Oh,
And the creature is not pleased
he's
with
like,
it.
that's my favorite plant.
Why would you do this? All right, so there's a lot of exposition about waiting to surface and the bends. So maybe that's
Oh.
important later.
Yeah, I guess if you're trying to get away from the creature from
Yeah.
the Black Lagoon,
It's
you might,
Chekhov's bends.
you might escape, but then die of the bends. Tragic.
All right, so Mark is just
The other scientist, yeah.
he's taking credit for other people's findings. He's just mean. He just can't stop touching that underwater plant. Kay, what are you doing? So here's Kay absolutely slaying in a 50s bathing suit, just straight up diving into an Amazonian river. Oh, her eyes are open. Don't open your eyes in the river. I feel like parasites are going to come in your eyes.
Huh.
She's just happily swimming in the river in a white bathing suit. Kay,
A white one piece.
a white bathing suit? Girl. I mean, she looks absolutely stunning, but white? The creature's giving me like a little bit of a peeping Tom vibe, right?
He's watching her swim. He's hanging out.
There's not a lot of like mobility in the creature's face. Like it only has one facial expression, but it seems to work for like him being indignant, him being horny, you know? Like it just works. All right, so this creature, he is trying to catch up with our girl Kay. But she's a fast swimmer. She's fast. It's giving me like good Jaws vibes, right?
Mm. Yeah, he's right under her.
I have to say the underwater stuntman is really doing an amazing job.
Yeah, imagine swimming in however that works. And
Yeah.
then, like, how do you breathe once you get
how
up?
do you surface?
Yeah, they definitely endangered this guy's life
Oh, absolutely.
over and over again. Oh, wow, look, he just followed her around for a while, got some good looks, and then went back. He didn't try to capture her or anything.
She's just spinning, just doing her underwater flips. All right, so there's a lot of screen time dedicated to Kay swimming and the creature trying to grab her little pointed, sexy feet. You know, they're like, you best point those feet, girl. Oh, he's touching them. You know, when you go in a lake and you're like, oh, something touched me.
So wait, he just touched her. He gave her a little poke.
Yeah, he's curious. He's never seen a woman, probably. I don't think there's a Mrs. Creature. I feel like this poor underwater actor, too, is just always covered in like different kinds of seaweed. They've like draped him in it and then he has to fight his way out of it. All right, so they've caught the creature in the net inadvertently.
Yeah, and he's like so strong, it's like it's gonna like pull the boat over.
This is giving real Jaws vibes too, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like if we hadn't seen his silly face by now, this might be a little scarier. This part right now.
Yeah, but it was probably it's 1954 as well,
You're
right?
right,
Like
you're right.
you can't just watch a beheading on YouTube. Like this is probably as scary as it got.
Kids today on their iPads at dinner are always watching beheadings.
Those kids. It's nice that Kay's hair is like also allowed to be wet. Like I feel like in a lot of movies from this era, it's like women go swimming and then they come out with perfectly dry hair. This guy, Mark. So Mark is a real and he's always like trying to shoot something with the spear gun. He's like, let's go shoot it. Sir, they're also bringing down this incredibly clunky underwater camera. It's like 500 pounds.
Which makes you wonder, what did the camera that filmed this movie look like?
Yeah, just an enormous camera rig. Bye, boys. Enjoy certain death. My undersea boyfriend's gonna kill you.
Some more peaceful underwater scenes.
I think it's supposed to directly contrast when things start to hit the fan, but it is a little gratuitous.
Here's some little fish.
Like, what do you think the director feedback was like here, where it's like, okay, swim this way. Here he is. Oh my God. He just bursted out of a pile of seaweed.
Did they see him? They don't seem to be reacting.
Yeah, they were like, oh no, but they can't find him because he's the master of hiding in seaweed. Look,
There we go.
there he is.
All this underwater acting is kind of funny.
Yeah, look at him going super fast underwater. Spear gun guy, ready to kill. He's reached his top speed.
Oh, man.
All right, so they just literally shot the creature in the chest.
Yeah, he's swimming around with a spear sticking out of him.
But now for some reason it's sticking out of his butt.
Well, it's somewhere between.
He really does look very scaly. Like the suit is good in that way. Now we're developing a photo. Oh my God, he's emerged. All right, so now the creature is on the boat and you can see him through the porthole.
They're all below deck, yeah.
And his creepy feet are going.
So they don't know.
All of these indigenous folk who work on the boat are all getting killed.
Yeah, so far.
Which is a real bummer.
The 3 murders by the Gillman have all been indigenous people.
My God, look at his duck footprints. All right, so now they're like, let's poison the lagoon with this fish poison so that it'll paralyze him and he'll float up to the top. That's the plan. Get the fish poison.
Seems like it would need a very large dose.
He's a big boy.
And it's going to get diluted, you know? Here's Kay smoking a cigarette.
Every time the creature appears, there's like a huge gong hit, which is excellent.
So they're on their little rowboat. Mark's got a shotgun of some sort. And again, he's like swinging it around,
Oh, yeah, he's just
totally
gone
aiming
wild.
it at the other scientist at times.
For an hour and 19-minute movie, for some reason, this is starting to feel long.
Yeah.
Is it starting to feel long for you too, or is it just me?
A little bit, but I think that's on purpose. They're staking out, waiting for something to happen. It would feel long for the characters in the movie.
Honestly, I think Kay might be better off in the water. She loves fish. If she and Boyfie decide to get married, it's 1954, right? She's like gonna have to just give birth all the time, raise a bunch of kids, and she's not gonna be able to do science anymore.
So you're saying she should marry the gill man? And
Marry the gill man.
she can't breathe underwater, though.
Maybe she can like live on the edge. All right, so here he is in full view, lit by a spotlight.
Yeah, we got our best view of him yet.
Yep. All right, so these two scientists, Kay's Boothang and the jerk, are going out after the creature because they saw him dive back under the water. Why are you going onto his turf?
He's the drugs they gave him
He's
have made
addled?
him a little lethargic, they think.
Yeah, but he's still a big man, a fish man, gill man.
This scientist has the tiniest swim trunks ever and just a huge knife strapped to him.
You know what?
He's ready.
The tiny swim trunks don't give him a lot to grab onto, the creature. You know, it's strategic,
I see.
actually.
There really hasn't been much romance.
Yeah, I'm looking for more romance.
The creature definitely was fixated on her.
Oh, yeah.
It touched her foot,
He was into it.
but that was a while ago.
It was also 1954, though.
That was as much as we're going to get. Now, I think there's definitely more coming up. Look, we're in a system of caves. So they went underwater and now have surfaced in a cave that you can only access this way. Is that right?
Well, it's like a real drippy cave. A lot of drips.
Gilman got that drip.
I mean, he looks good.
He's nude. He does not have drip.
His scales are nice.
If I understand the term drip correctly, you have to have clothes on. There he is, stumbling around.
Yeah, he's been drugged, Tyler. So are we to understand that perhaps the gill man is amphibious? Like he's walking out on land and he's not suffocating?
That's a good point. They made a big deal about how this is a humanoid with gills instead of lungs, but he does seem to be able to do both, right?
Get you a monster who can do both. Here's the gill man, drugged out of his wits, approaching Kay, who is unawares.
Not anymore. He's breathing heavily. Here's Kay throwing the one remaining indigenous man at the monster.
Yep.
He's dead.
Kay, that's why you should have worn sneakers, not espadrilles. She just fell. The gill man is taking her. Oh my God, she just punched him and he fell over. Oh my God.
Mark's beating him with the butt end of a gun. The fourth and final indigenous man has died.
They couldn't just be like, hey, he's in critical condition, but he's okay.
Look at him in his cage. He's the gill man.
He's realized he's made a grave mistake. Yeah.
He's in his cage just looking up. They got him in like an underwater cage on the boat.
All he can do is act with his eyes, Tyler.
Yeah.
He only has eye acting.
I hope that view of him was just an empty mask, but I wouldn't put it past them to have made the man be in there. So yeah, every time the gill man has encountered a man, he's killed them. But when he got to Kay, he scooped her up and was carrying her in his arms. Like a newlywed couple or something. I love this view of the gill man just peeking up. He doesn't look happy.
Yeah, would you be happy, Tyler? Look at this guy. He's useless.
The man they have guarding him fell asleep almost immediately upon his shift beginning.
This is like a nice, nuanced discussion about like Kay and this other scientist who I don't care about his name are having like a nice, nuanced discussion about like, how do I reconcile my mentor who trained me and gave me this job being kind of a jerk and like the fact that my significant other doesn't like him. And then the creature just busts out of the cage and just is straight up screaming and escapes. Amazing.
They lit him on fire for a minute too.
Oh,
just
classic
wild.
50s stuntman who has burned over 90% of his body. I fully believe that. It might be time to admit defeat and go home, guys. Your nameless friend has been burned.
Yeah, like they keep thinking their only two options are either kill it or try to take it alive. But yeah, they could just pull up anchor and go home empty-handed. We came here to find fossils, not fight monsters. All right, things are becoming a bit unhinged on the boat.
Listen, we're all stressed. Oh no. All right, so they're trying to leave the lagoon, but it appears the creature has set a trap
Wow.
of one large tree limb.
He's really outsmarted them. This is awesome.
That's it. They're trapped.
It's like a whole tree. Yeah, this man's bathing suit starts above his belly button.
Yep.
Here's an exciting winch scene.
Lots of simple machines here for us to admire. Anyone who's ever worked with a dad on a project can attest that this is the most realistic scene in the whole movie, where he's like, a little more, no, a little less. Oh, no, wait. Why isn't Kay's Boothing wearing a shirt ever?
He's wearing his hunky bathing suit.
Oh no, the logs are too heavy.
The winch cannot do it.
Haha.
Here's the creature up their winch.
He just ripped the cable right off it. Incredible. He's so strong.
Yeah, Kay's like, ooh, so strong. He's smarter than my boyfriend.
Could they not simply walk?
Oh, like get off the boat.
Yes.
Go over to the bank of the
Yes.
lagoon and then walk back?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's just too far.
You think?
I think remember they rode the boat for a real long time down the
what's
Amazon.
His name is sick, right?
Oh, yeah, the one guy's
burned.
All right, here's Mark stepping up. He's like, I'll be the bait while you guys do this. That's nice.
This guy's just trying to convalesce. These two men are fighting right. Oh my God, they're fighting like right over his bed.
On the burnt guy. He's like, hey, can you fight over there? Can someone change?
They literally are like body slamming into his bed.
Can someone change my bandages?
My face is oozing. He was burned on his face.
I look worse than the gill man. I just didn't expect to hear the word winch spoken so much.
Yeah.
She's like, boys, you're both strong. Don't fight. You're both such strong swimmers.
Yeah, couldn't these two be friends? This guy's obsessed with fish. The other guy is a fish.
Yeah, why do they have to fight?
Yeah, they could just make one little boys' crew.
Well, unfortunately for the fish, since it probably doesn't speak English, the gill man.
They can just feed him treats.
This guy has done nothing against Gillman, you know?
Yeah.
He's been the one saying, don't shoot him with a spear gun.
He could feed him like little fish treats.
Wait a minute. No, didn't he make the cage, though?
You did make the cage.
All right, so no. He's held it in captivity. It's over. I think the time has passed for them to become friends. There's Mark firing a spear gun without warning the other guy. It, like, just whizzed right over his shoulder, basically grazed him. This is just a really bad group project.
Yeah, they really have to communicate better. It's just a lot of like music that just keeps mounting and mounting.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bum, 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 bum. And you're like, okay, what's going to happen? We already shot him once. Like, we know that he's immune.
This is a very similar scene to the earlier scene where he was shot at. Like, it might
Swing
even
away.
be the same scene.
No, because he has the spear in his belly now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It really only grazed him. Oh, he ripped it out.
No blood, nothing.
Maybe he's got fish blood. He does seem like a really strong swimmer.
Yeah, you don't want this guy swimming towards
He's coming
you.
for you. Oh, he grabbed his leg.
Look at this. He's
got
bringing him down.
This guy was here first, you know? Like, I don't know. Our gill man, he's been here for millennia. Don't bother him. You could have coexisted. Had you given him a fish treat, maybe things could have been different. Fed him a little chicken nugget of some kind. You ever see that piranha eating a chicken nugget when it's like...
I mean, they did. They brought him 4 indigenous men to eat, so...
That's not so good. Yeah, Mark's done.
Mark's not looking so good.
Goodbye, Mark. Okay, you're not really that broken up.
My abusive boss, he died. Oh, no.
This is terrible. Couldn't they simply saw the logs apart? I don't think they really want to leave at all.
What if they back the boat up real far and then go full steam ahead at the tree?
All right, so we're using science to defeat the gill man.
Mhm.
It's like, all right, we're going to pressurize this rotenone, the fish
The poison.
tranquilizer.
Shoot it in
Meanwhile,
his
in this
face.
life or death situation, Kay is still absolutely slaying. Look at that halter top she has on. Absolutely gorgeous.
She does seem to have brought a lot of outfits for
A
this
woman in
expedition.
STEM, you know what? She contains multitudes. She can be a woman in STEM and also be a fashionista. It's not her fault. Oh my God,
no.
scary hand, scary
It's
hand.
coming for the burnt guy, though. Like, hasn't he suffered enough?
Just let him die. Oh, he can't call out because of his burns.
Oh, yeah, he's got like gauze in his mouth.
Oh my God, they're smacking the hand with like a billy club, but they also smacked the man who's convalescing.
It's like
Like
the
right in the
hand's
penis.
He didn't really react, though.
Because he's burned, Tyler.
But
Look,
definitely he was getting smacked in the groin as a byproduct of them trying to hit the hand away. I'll leave it in. That's the first time we've ever said penis on this podcast.
penis is an anatomical term. It is not a curse. You got to test my spray tranquilizer.
Yeah, don't use that all up.
I'm not seeing a lot of romance between Kay and the gill man.
Yeah, I don't know what the beauty and the I think we need more. There's not much time left.
I know. I need a
And
little more romance. I need a little more romanza.
There have been 2 moments in the entire movie where there's even been a hint that the gill man is attracted to her, and she has not. There's been no mutual attraction. It's been unrequited. I was hoping for a little more.
Yeah, a little more. Let me show you a library. We'll do a little song. Mrs. Potts will be there.
I think our problem is we saw The Shape of Water before we saw this, you know?
Yeah, there's a distinct absence of Mrs. Potts, too.
I think that, well, what's that weird swim he's doing?
It's very stylistic. He's a creature, Tyler.
All right, he's
All
been
right.
blasted full force with the poison solution. Is he groggy enough for them to use the winch?
I don't know. He looks pretty lively to me.
He's like, I've been recreationally doing this
Yeah.
fish tranquilizer for years. It doesn't affect me the way you hope.
Yeah, he's been in a rotenone hole for years. He's still swimming. He's been blasted multiple times with this fish tranquilizer,
Yeah,
and
it's
he's still going.
Hasn't got him. While they're all distracted operating the winch, he's climbing aboard.
All right, so now we got Gillman, high as hell, climbing onto the boat, just absolutely off his nut on rotenone, the fish tranquilizer. Huge pupils. Gillman's last stand. Here he is. I like the animatronic that's in his mask that makes his gills move, which is
the
a nice
gills
touch,
on the side of his neck, and the sort of frog thing on the front of his neck inflates and
Yeah.
deflates too. Whoa!
All right, so the Gillman, the creature, just tackled Kay,
Yeah, that was cool.
and he just ripped her off the boat.
He
Incredible.
Yeah. So now he's way down there. They
Yep.
can't shoot at him.
Nope, because
Without
he's
hitting
got
her.
her. Dang.
She's gonna drown. Oh no!
I was
Right, he's going
taking
into
her
the
to his
cave.
cave.
Right
Tyler.
here we go. Here's the image.
Yep, we got cone bra, passed out woman, tiny shorts, iconic.
He's carrying her right through
Yeah.
his cave, coming out of the water.
Yep, this is the only time she's resembled our archetypal capital U, capital W, universal woman.
Yeah. All right. So just to clarify, this is not Beauty and the Beast. There's no romance.
Not yet.
It's going to end in like a minute. He's just straight up abducting her
Yes,
against her will.
which like maybe is more true to the original Beauty and the Beast.
Why is she unconscious?
She got tackled. Oh my God, a bat.
Is that like
Incredible.
leftover from Dracula?
Yes.
They just had a bat fly at him for a second.
Just to up the scare factor. You know I adore a practical effect.
Bat on a string.
The creature, the gill man, has laid Kay upon a rock.
She's
where
not
she'll be-
laying back on a chair or a couch like you thought. but
No.
She is laying back on a sloped rock.
He's arranged her where she'll be the most physically pleasing. She's got that scary arch in her back, even though she's unconscious. It's just automatic. Okay, so now the gill man has the gun.
Yeah, but he just threw it, the whole gun. He didn't know how
He
to shoot
doesn't know
it.
how to shoot.
He would have been unstoppable if he figured out how to shoot that. Wow, look at him though. He's just picking this dude up. They're unloading bullets at him while the guy, the human, is also right there. They're completely irresponsibly shooting at him while he has a
They're
hostage.
desperate. Look, he just wants to be accepted.
The way he just has his
Classic
arms
Universal Monsters walk.
straight ahead of him, hands dangling down. Oh, he's sinking. Oh no.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh
See?
no.
They killed him.
No, he's just sleeping.
He wanted him to return to the water.
Let him die in the water.
There it is.
That
the
was
end.
abrupt.
All right, and he has died. The end.
The end. A Universal International picture.
You're worried about what's happened between Mark and David. But once you admit the simple fact that you're in love, which you have, well, then it becomes a good idea to be the scientist about it.
It's not as easy as that.
Why not?
Well, if it weren't for Mark Williams, I wouldn't have my work or even a job.
It's true, he helped you through your training and gave you a job, but he needed you just as much as you needed him.
You're oversimplifying.
You more than repaid him many times over. Why, a good part of his present position at the Institute is due to your valuable research. And another thing. Get to that cave!
So,
You know what? I really found myself searching for the romance in this movie and not finding it.
yeah, that's why they made The Shape of Water, for
Yeah.
everyone who was disappointed by the amount of romance in this.
Yeah. The costume was pretty good. I wish that, what's his name, hadn't taken credit for it.
That man.
That man. I'm not even going to give him his name. I mean, all of Kay's outfits were absolutely gorgeous.
She did have some great looks, huh?
And you know what? I will champion a woman in STEM all day long. Like, that made the movie for me.
She had a lot to do for a long time.
She did.
Until the very end when
She
she
really
got
did.
tackled.
In
which-
fairness, if this large fish man captured you, would you not also pass out?
Well, right. I think maybe that makes it all the worse, his actions there, because, she had so much agency until she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, how does this fit for you? Does this stand shoulder to shoulder with the other Universal monster movies?
Yes, I would say yes. I would say this is my favorite heroine of a movie, but maybe not my favorite Universal monster, just because I don't think they give him that much to do.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of swims around. He can't really move his face. Like, I think if they were to remake this in 2024 with like some good like practical effects or even like motion capture where you could really see the
Oh, sure.
the
yeah.
monster's emotions. Like, I
Yeah.
think they did it with The Shape of Water.
Yeah, that's the biggest
you
thing.
know?
He really can't emote. And that
Yeah.
is obviously a technical
He's
limitation.
a manfish.
I enjoyed this, but my biggest beef with it as like a spooky horror movie is most of the other, especially Dracula and Frankenstein. I don't know, the whole setting is spooky. This whole thing is just set in a hot lagoon in the Amazon River, which of course, they got to do these in different locations. But for me, that makes this something I don't necessarily want to rewatch at Halloween time every year. You know, it doesn't have that kind of vibe. It's cool though. You were saying how it started to feel long, and I agree. Not that much happened.
Just a lot of underwater footage, which
yeah,
I imagine
cool.
was cutting edge for the
very cool, but the image of him emerging with her was pretty cool. But that was like about 5 minutes before the credits rolled as he floated to the top of the tank, like all of our childhood goldfish.
It's manfish.
Well, Kate, I want to watch this because we missed it last year. And to give us some maybe context we're going to jump forward in time and see how horror movies evolve next week.
I'm scared.
Science couldn't explain it, but there it was, alive in the deep, deep waters of the Amazon. A throwback to a creature that had existed 100 million years ago, immensely strong and destructive. A woman's beauty, the bait that brought it out of its lair. See underwater thrills never photographed before. See titanic underwater battles never dreamed of before in this most terrifying of the science fiction adventures.